Good evening. It is now 7 p.m. on December 26, 2024. I would like to call the regular meeting of the Plainfield Agriculture Commission to order. If you could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll do roll call tonight verbally, if that's okay. I'll start with my left, far left. Sherry. Oh, Chris.
Chris Barber.
Sherry Harmon.
Mike DeJardo.
Jennie Kapszukiewicz. For the purpose of tonight, I would like to appoint Jen Sangermano and Chris Barber as voting members. You should have received the October 23rd minutes via email and also available on the municipal calendar for your review.
Move for the acceptance of minutes.
As a motion by Mike, seconded by Jen. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the minutes for October 23rd will carry as written. So, old business, small group updates. So this is a very exciting night for us at our Ag Commission meeting. It's a culmination of our hard work throughout the year, where we get to normally award one scholarship recipient our Ag Commission scholarship. But this year, back in May, our Agriculture Commission decided to kind of change it up a little bit. We normally award one $500 scholarship, and this year we decided to award 5 $1,000 scholarships. We recognize that it is a difficult industry to want to get passionate about, and so we feel like our best way to support agriculture as a whole is to support the youth who want to get involved with it. A brief history of our scholarship is that it is available to any graduating senior in our region. Plainfield recognizes that agriculture doesn't know boundaries, so our scholarship shouldn't either. So tonight we actually represent one of our most diverse groups of scholarship recipients from 3 different towns, which is really exciting for us. We want these graduating seniors to pursue a field that promotes and supports agriculture. How that is defined is pretty loose. So most of the scholarship recipients have gone on to a college where they're pursuing a career that will support agriculture, whether it's animal science, whether it's mechanics, but we also would support for future applications individuals who want to perhaps go to tractor-trailer driving training schools to drive, milk trucks. We certainly want to see youth get involved with agriculture because we need to keep feeding people. So, what we're going to ask our 5 scholarships, we're going to call them up one at a time. We hope that you'll spend a few minutes sharing about your first semester. Please share with us where you hope to go with your, whether it's a degree or a certificate. Please tell us where you hope to go with that. And then we have our 2 selectmen here tonight who will join me in awarding you with your scholarship. So without further ado, and in alphabetical order, I'd like to call Amber Cobb up. And I think our microphone is working. I feel, so official that you'll be over here. Amber is, she finished up her first semester at UConn. So why don't you give us a little snapshot about how your fall went?
I'm studying at UConn, doing a bachelor's in science. My major is animal science.
Sorry, we have technical difficulties
Yeah,
often in this auditorium, so please have patience in this clause. And I'm not tech savvy enough to run it.
As I said, I'm a major in animal science, and my bachelor's in science. we got to bring some cows to the biggie and showcase them off to the public. I'm also a part of the equine club, the equestrian team, and I also take lessons at UConn, and I got to work with UConn trainers, which is really cool. I was able to participate in the animal training project for our introduction to animal science class, and we got to get some hands-on experiences with some of the species of horses, sheep, cows, and chickens. And I'm really looking forward to studying another semester to further my studies and then agriculture as a whole. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you who made this scholarship possible for individuals like ourselves.
Real well. Thank you, Amber. Amber, before you sit down, Amber, we're going to come over here. I just want to make note that Amber is a resident of Sterling. So, if my two select people can join me. And if you wouldn't mind a picture of her. Oh, thank you.
Very good job.
Thank you.
That's our official photographer.
Thank you.
I wanted to add one more point for a matter of public record. I think it's important to make the notation that the funds that come for our scholarship do not come out of Plainfield's municipal general fund or through our taxes. The funds for our scholarship are exclusively raised by this fine group of people and a couple others who weren't able to make our meeting tonight. And we do most of our fundraising through our winter market, which takes place in March. So I think it is an important distinction that the funds for this scholarship are exclusively raised. So I'd like to welcome Gavin Lantcott to come on up and share about his first semester. I believe you attended Quinnebog, correct? Right.
Yeah, I did my first semester as an online student at QVCC, and I have a first time for that in equestrian in Dayville. So I was able to do my schoolwork at night and maintain good grades and go to the bar during the day to take care of my course, and I also work at another bar cleaning stalls and stuff. And then I just took on my first project in terms of the track program. So I'm hoping that my next semester I can keep working and gaining money and keep bringing in projects and stuff.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, Gavin. Please join us over here. Thank you. I know the flag.
That's better.
One job, Dan.
Okay. That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Sydney Mullen.
Hello, I'm pursuing a bachelor's in agriculture and natural resources. This past semester, I took 2 classes directly through UConn's Honor Branch. I took the Introduction to Animal Science course and the Applied Resource Economics course. Within my animal science class, I got to experience a hands-on program that gave students the opportunity to have 2 weeks with each of UConn's 5 animal species. This included beef and dairy cattle, poultry, horses, and sheep. This was a nice way to break the class into smaller segments, as the overall lecture sizes there are huge, and talk to students in various majors. At each of the barns, they also told us about potential work opportunities we could pursue. I have also joined UConn's Western team. I grew up riding, but this was my first time showing. It has been a great way to meet and connect with more people. We have team members across all grade levels and a variety of majors. Through team members, I have gotten to discuss a multitude of potential agriculture pathways that they are taking. This has been especially helpful to me because I do not have a definitive career set in my head, but I am positive I would like a future career in agriculture. I would say my overall favorite course of the semester was my biology course. Although I found it to be the most challenging material of the semester, without a doubt, I learned the most in that course. It was a general requirement for my major, but it had the most impact on me, in both adjusting to the work expectations and quality of work at the college level. And thank you for this opportunity to further myself.
Great reflection, Sydney. Thank you.
And second. 1, 2, 3. One more just.
Thank you, Dan. I'm all out of sorts. We normally award one. So Gavin, you are a Sterling resident, and Sydney, you are a Grizzle resident, so I apologize. Just making this up as I go here, everybody. Next up is Peyton Rosen from Brooklyn. And Peyton spent her first semester at UConn.
I'm currently working towards my bachelor in animal science, and I am involved in 2 clubs, Walk and Bridle and Dairy Club, which I got to go to the Big E and look after some of the cattle that they had there and talk to the public. And then in my animal science class, we had the opportunity to participate in a program called Little Hive, where we worked with the 5 species at UConn. And then at the end, we had an opportunity to show one of those species, and I showed a beef animal. I also, next semester, I'm going to be taking a dairy skills management course, which I'm super excited for, and I'm also hoping to join the next one.
Wow, you must know Sydney. Congratulations. Congratulations. Finally got my act together by number 5. I'd like to invite Ian Stone from Sterling to come join us, and he spent his first semester at Sunny Cobleskill. Is that how you pronounce it? SUNY Gussie. And get my act together, everybody.
So, hi, my name's Ian. I spent my first semester studying diesel technology at SUNY Cobleskill. As I'm not involved in animals, we didn't really deal with those, so I partook in, well, one club, I guess you could call it. We rebuilt a pulley tractor that was blown up that the school found in the field. But we also just learned a lot more about in-depth, I guess more about the theory behind how equipment worked. I grew up working on equipment, and it just cars, trucks, all sorts of things. My dad fixed our own stuff, so I learned how to fix things, but I never knew how everything, how the math and the science behind it worked, and it was a lot more in-depth on the theory of it. And being the way I was, I am no longer attending the college, but I am still pursuing a career in mechanical studies, just maybe not at the college route. I'm probably going to pursue a certificate in some sort of training to work on heavy equipment, whether that be from Caterpillar, John Deere, or any other company that offers a program. I just don't know if college is the right place for me, so I'm no longer attending next semester, but the money will be put towards either last semester's expenses or this next program that I go into. But I did learn quite a bit in the semester that I was there, whether that just be from other people talking. The school is an agricultural school, so I obviously learned a lot from other farmers and other ways that they do things in different states, and it was a very big learning opportunity just to be there. Thank you for the opportunity to receive a scholarship from all of you.
Well, you're welcome, Ian, and congratulations. College is tough. Oh, not now.
Sorry, let's get that down. It's over.
Yes. So, before I release you, so this is our regular Agriculture Commission meeting, we certainly encourage you to stay and hang out and hear about all the boring things that we work on. I'm just kidding, very exciting things. But we will, it is perfectly acceptable for you to leave, but before you do, I would love the 5 scholarship winners to come back on up so we can take a group picture with you. As I shared with a few before our meeting started, we do try to follow up with you and kind of monitor where you are and where you go, because we certainly take great pride in what we do here. So, on the slide. Okay, all right, Dan?
Cameraman?
Cameraman? Oh, you put the camera away already? That's perfect. Oh. Please stand on my phone. One job, right? Congratulations again. I will point out that 4 of our scholarship recipients were from Killingly High School's Ag Ed program, and 1 recipient was from Plainfield High School. So congratulations again, and we're not insulted if you decide to leave, trust me. So I'll give a couple minutes in case you want to walk out and your boots don't make noise, but we will continue on with our regular meetings. I do the same thing. Thank you very much for coming.
Happy New Year!
Okay. Up next in our small group updates, we have, do you have anything you want to add about fundraising? Okay, before we move, that technically is under that umbrella. We have Winter Market. Sherry, what do you have for us?
So we currently have, all right, so our winter market is scheduled for Saturday, March 8th at Plainfield High School with a weather event date of March 15th. We currently have 58 vendors registered. Several of them are new. Do you put in action items?
Okay. You want me to keep it broad? I apologize, I failed to put action items in my agenda, so we're going to make motions to add them to the agenda. How do you make the motion? I know, sorry. That was my fault.
Make a motion to add an action item. I move to make an action item under winter market for purchasing of materials.
All right, so I have a motion by Sherry to add an action item to the agenda to purchase materials for the winter market, seconded by Chris. Any discussion about adding that item? B1. B1. It's under B is winter market. Thank you. Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any objections? Hearing none. Item B1, action item of adding purchasing materials for winter market is added to our agenda. Sherry asked me, I'm sorry.
All right, I would like to make a motion to purchase signage for the winter market.
Okay, I have a motion by Sherry to to spend up to $1,000 to purchase street signage for the winter market, seconded by Chris. Any discussion on this signage? How many signs are you hoping that the $1,000 will cover?
Yes, so there are two different types of signs that I'm looking at. So I'm looking at a two-sided springer board kind, so it has springs so it could move and it has weighted bases. So two of those, what I'm seeing for prices is $236.65 each. And then the letter and numbers kits, which we would also need to use because they can change out the signage, and those are about $60 each. And then they also have.
You would need two of those?
I have two of those down.
Okay.
This is where I'm getting that possible. And then there is also swinging changeable signs that are more of the, not quite A-frame, but they just sort of rotate and they have a weighted base and they can be locked down. So we were talking about potentially needing to chain them to different areas around town with the signage. And those are $199.95. So those are this on, that's why I had asked about vendors. Certainly if we find other vendors that can do that less expensive, that's why I said up to $1,000.
What is how do you mark the second set of signs? Like what can you?
So they have the letters,
So those are also removable letters too, okay.
They are all removable letters, and those ones on Amazon do come with the letters.
And the wiggly wind signs, I don't know.
Those are the wiggly wind signs. Those come with letters, and there's also you could pull it out and you can put a chalkboard thing in.
Okay.
So you could use those indoors too for signage.
And all three options have some sort of looping way that we can chain them to street signs?
Yes.
Okay.
Whether it's the, right where the spring is, you attach a chain to that to lock it down, because it's pretty firm.
Okay. Any other questions regarding signage? We currently, just so the board knows, we currently use 5 A-frame signs in town. So this proposal is for 4. I'm looking, any other discussion? That's all I'm looking for. Okay, so our motion on the floor is to spend up to $1,000 to buy 4 signs with lettering kits to be used around town. It was seconded by Chris. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries to spend up to $1,000 to purchase signage. Do we need to add any other actionable items to the agenda? Okay. What other winter market updates do you have for us? Okay. Thank you very much. Community outreach is normally Fern, but I wanted to put this on the agenda because we were supposed to be planning a seed swap. I'm leaning on you, Sherry.
My recommendation would be to not have the seed swap next. And so we need to do that.
Don't think this requires a motion. It's just one of our community outreach events, so I concur with those sentiments. We are not prepared. Okay. Unless any other commission member wants to like jump up and down and get all excited over seeds in the next 2 weeks. All right. We will work on our next community outreach in a couple months. So for new business, exciting time of the year it is, we need to determine our 2025 meeting calendar. I have worked out 2025, and then of course the first date in January of 2026. So just as a reminder, we don't need to vote on a January date because we vote in this cycle. So our January date for January 22nd, 2025 is already a recorded date on our meeting calendar. So we are looking for February through January of 2026. I put down no meeting for July. That has been our historic practice. We don't meet in November because the town hall is closed. But December, I have provided 2 options because it will be Christmas is on the 20th, on Thursday. So there's no before because that is Christmas Eve. So the town hall will be closed. So we either need to do it the week prior or the week after. The week prior, I just don't know what other, I did not check what other commission meets on a Wednesday, the 3rd Wednesday of the month.
Board of Finance.
Thank you. So that is a big meeting that we certainly want to encourage residents of the town to attend, but we can certainly meet downstairs. We have our secretary.
That'll be our meeting for recipients of.
Correct. So before that, thanks Chris for bringing that up.
We would be awarding the scholarship.
But if there's no November meeting, we have a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's an interesting theory too. Yeah, get it right out of that. Right, so that. So if you moved it up a whole week, that would place it in the 1, 2, 3rd. Interestingly enough, Kevin, does that change Board of Finance? That is the 3rd Wednesday.
17th, December 17th?
Yes. So that is technically the 3rd.
I'm not available on the 3rd Wednesday.
And we need you, so that's important. How about the 2nd Wednesday of the month? 2nd Wednesday?
Board of Education. And we don't meet here, so
Right.
it is open.
No? Okay.
So since we typically have scholarship recipients in December, I would,
But it has to be after your semester ends.
that's what I was
Shoot.
going to say, it would have to be after their semester ends, so we would have to look at probably that 29th.
Yeah, so it'll have to be the 29th. Great idea though, Chris. Thanks for thinking outside the box.
Because we would want their semester to be over and for them to be
Yep.
home.
And I will say that I was getting transcripts as late as this morning.
So, I'm going to make a motion
Okay.
to accept the 2025 meeting calendar as written, and then the December meeting to be Monday, December 29th.
So I have a motion by Sherry to accept the 2025 meeting calendar as presented in our agenda, with the December meeting being held on Monday, December 22nd, 2025, seconded by Chris. Any further discussion regarding our calendar?
This is the 29th.
I'm sorry, thank you. Sherry said the motion correctly, the chair did not. So I'm going to repeat that again. Sherry made the motion to accept the 2025 calendar as written in our agenda for the December 26th meeting, but with the December meeting being held on Monday, December 29th, 2025. Seconded by Chris. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor for this, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the 2025 business calendar will be as written with that change for the 29th. In new business other, I have an item that came up and I'd like to share it with you all. So I received a call from Scott Sugarman is the assistant.
Yes.
Scott Sugarman called me personally and connected me with the Shepherd Hill principal at the time, who was Eben Jones. Am I saying that right? Who then connected me with Charlene Broder, who is the preschool instructional coach. And they asked for my assistance to write a grant with them. So Plainfield Public Schools wrote a grant that was being offered by the state of Connecticut for a farm-to-school program. I supported that as Jennie, but I'm bringing it to the commission's attention because this is something that our commission has always talked about, and so I want to let the commission know that the school was awarded the grant. It's a pretty sizable grant, don't quote me, but it is quite significant. It will involve, I've certainly volunteered my time, but I'm bringing it to the commission's knowledge in case anybody wants to join me while I meet with Charlene to plan it out. And so what the purpose of the grant is to bring farms to the school and bring kids to the farms. So it's a really exciting opportunity for our preschool program, where the goal would be to have a snack a month provided by an area farm. So I spent a lot of time with Charlene kind of discussing that this has to go beyond Plainfield farms because there's a lot of seasonality issues, but we would be able to teach kids that food doesn't necessarily grow in all seasons of the year in our area. We can find farms that will be willing to come to the school. We can also find farms that the kids can go to the school. So I'm just putting this out there because while I started this project, just as Jennie Farmer, former educator, I feel that this is something that our commission has always believed kind of really strongly about. So if anyone is interested in kind of continuing this work or has ideas, I certainly welcome that as we move forward. So I will let the commission know when any of those future meetings take place. It's very exciting for the town of Plainfield. An exciting opportunity. Is there any other new business that commission member, any public comment tonight? Kevin. Mr. Cunningham.
I'd just like to ask where you are with the discussion on the ordinance for Rice Farm.
Yeah, so we briefed up our agenda tonight for the purpose of the scholarship, but it is in my court to write a draft to present to the commission for reading. The commission has seen the proposals made by the Connecticut Farm Bureau, and I just simply have not had time to accomplish them.
Thank you. I just was asking because we're planning on putting up more ordinances, modification and 2 new ones, so I wanted to see if that could be done or we just have to wait until later on.
I mean, we're prepared to make that. As it was, I was just going to write it on our own kind of like letterhead and give it to the attorney. We would have to wait until next month to vote on it. I don't know what your timeline is for.
We review them all year long, so whenever you are ready just to present to the Board of Selectmen, and then we can talk about setting a meeting for a public hearing on it and eventually going to vote.
Do you want the attorney to see it after or before it goes to the select person meeting?
You can work it out with the attorney first.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Any other public comment? Nothing. Hearing no other public comment, our next regular meeting is on Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025, and I would be looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion by Mike, seconded by Jen. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned at 7:35. Thank you very much.